Let's chat later.
Okay. All right, guys. Good
I don't know, but I'm too sweaty for them.
I'm going to go ahead and get started because I do have some stuff that I want to share with you guys. Let me get my phone, too, just in case Lauren's having trouble getting on. And I just posted my Shaco thing. Okay. Let me make sure.
They're looking for something.
It's probably a lizard.
Okay. All right, so Lauren is going to be on hopefully in just a minute, but it gives me some time. I want to talk to you guys and just share some things that are happening. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. But first of all, let me say that y'all, whenever I went to this thing, what am I saying? Let me get out of this because I can't think. Whenever I went to Entree Leadership this last week, it was amazing. And I just wanted to share really quickly, like I went live on our team page yesterday and just kind of kept on rambling, but I had my energy boost. I've never tried that before, and I put it in my shake yesterday. Holy crap. Like I couldn't stop thinking. Like my brain wouldn't stop. It was kind of amazing. It was a little scary actually. But one of the biggest things that I took away from this Entree Leadership, and it was a leadership summit I paid for, Melanie helped pay for it, but it was kind of extensive, but it was totally worth it. And if there's one thing that I could like just pound into you guys, it's that you have to, once you are a working coach and you hit diamond and above, like you've got to find some ways to invest back into your business. And so with me being a leader, this was a really good investment into my business. And it was awesome to be surrounded by like all these people who were business owners, small business owners, working their business, passionate about growing, but also passionate about growing a business with integrity. And that really helps people, not just like we help people through challenge groups, but by building a business and pouring into their people that they work with, like us and our team. And really, like, my goal is not just to babysit anybody on this team. And not that I'm saying I'm babysitting you guys, but like there are people that come on to become coaches, and they want to just kind of tiptoe around it and dip their toe in the water a little bit. And then when things get hard, they skedaddle. Oh my gosh, my granny used to say skedaddle. I don't know where that came from. But like my goal is not to like handhold you guys. My goal is to empower you and tell you where I'm going and what works for me and how awesome this business is, and show you the way, give you examples, teach you how to run your own business so that you can like spread your wings and fly. And so like I am just so encouraged and empowered even more to push you guys, to lead you guys, to show you what I have done, what I do that works every day, but also to challenge you guys to put your own spin on it. What are your goals for your business? Where are you going in your business? Because yes, we are a team, and I love this team. It's my jam. I love seeing you guys. I love getting up on Saturday morning and seeing you guys and talking to you guys. But like, I want to challenge you. Where are you going as a coach? Some of you are brand new coaches. Some of you have been a coach for a while. But where you look is where you go. And so like, if you've always got your head down, discouraged, hold on a second. Let me give Lauren this code. Like if you've always got your head down, you're defeated, you're comparing yourself, like you're not going anywhere. But if you just lift your head up, put your blinders on, look, am I going to Emerald? Am I going to Diamond? Am I going to hit Success Club 10? And what do I have to do to get there? That is going to change the entire direction of your business. And so I just kept writing over and over during the weekend that, like, this is where I'm going. And I tell you guys where I'm going. Are you coming with me? But at the same time, I want you to say that to yourself. Where am I going in this business? And just keep your eyes fixed on that goal and don't look anywhere else. Sorry, guys, I'm looking down at my phone because I got to send her this thing. But let's see. Team take heart. Here we go. Copy that. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So that was kind of my biggest takeaway from this weekend. And I really, really, really loved getting to go to that. And I really want to go next year. So if any of you guys think if you're going, if you're definitely diamond and above next year, that is something definitely worth investing in. All right, so I just wanted to share with you, Lauren will be on here in just a second, a few things that are happening on our team and share with you guys where we're at. Our team is killing it. Killing it this month. I am so excited. I don't know, and you guys can share with me if you want to chat. What is it? Is it TV? Is it, is it just the summertime? Hey, Lauren, we're going through some things real fast, and then I'll introduce you, okay? But our team is just doing amazing, and I'm so excited. I should have tallied it up. I really like to tally up how many people this represents, do the math, but that's a lot of people that Team Take Heart has helped this month, and you guys should be really proud. I don't care if you don't have any points on the board. I don't care if you're not at Success Club or if you killed it. You guys, I see you every single day making a difference through your posts, through your messages in our team, encouraging one another. And I am just really, really proud of how you guys have stepped it up this month because it's amazing. And so today is May 26th. There are still, what is that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, okay, 6 days left in the month. Is that right? No, you have till Thursday at midnight to hit Success Club. And guys, you can totally do that, especially you guys who already have points on the board. And Lauren's going to talk to us today about sharing boldly and sharing your story in a way that you motivate people and inspire people. So also, let me skip down here because of that. So tomorrow, I am starting a Summer Strong boot camp that you are welcome to invite people to. This is going to be a summer-long boot camp. Go through June, July, and August. And I'm just honestly, this is going to kind of be my challenge group for the summer. I'm going to do a special one next month with Jade for moms, but this is what I'm going to add people to throughout the summer. And I will kind of have open enrollment periods more or less. But I'm going to just keep it going because honestly, I'm so overwhelmed. I've had so many challenge groups going on all at one time that I've not led well. And so I just decided I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do a special one with Jade next month. But this is going to be my main challenge group, and people can be doing 2B, they can be doing 80-day obsession, they can be doing 21-day fix, I don't care. But our goal is to get people started, even if you've got old challengers that want to come back. I want you guys running your own challenge groups for sure. But if you don't have one right now, or if you have one person or something like that to end the month, you can add people to this. So I'm just giving you that option, but definitely focus on running your own challenge groups as quickly as possible because you're going to have more success with your own challengers that way and with recruiting. But that starts on Monday. And so that's just, they do have to have Shakeology. And this is just the image I used for the My Challenge Tracker app. But, they can be doing 2B and in that 2B Facebook group as well. But if they want to log in the other group, they're welcome to do that. All right. So do you guys have any questions about that? Okay. Lift 4, there's just constantly some new information coming out about Lift 4. I don't really understand all the dates exactly, but I know that on June 11th that we can purchase an early bundle for Lift 4, and I'm not really sure honestly what's going to be in that because I don't think there's any equipment that you have to buy for the program, but basically if you purchase this bundle early, you get early access to the workouts because I don't think the program actually launches until October. And of course, we're going to learn more about that at Summit and stuff. But, Lift 4 is coming. It's a 4-day-a-week workout program. It's weight focused. The other days you have off, you're welcome to do whatever you want to do on those other days, which I'm excited about because I want to run some more. But it's going to be, I did actually a couple of his workouts this weekend because one of the people at that retreat or at that leadership conference was in the test group. And so I got to do them and it's just good. It's just weight focused. It focuses on different body parts each day. It's a comfort, look at Lauren. It's a comfort core mat and handles for bands. That's the accessory bundle. Okay. That gives you VIP access. That's cool. Awesome. Okay. So there's always something. I'm sure they can. This is just how they kind of make.
I'll make you one in a little bit.
This is how they kind of make a little bit of extra money.
A little.
These programs, because VIP, the all access is, you don't pay extra for the program. Sorry, I'm looking to see what you said. I think it's 50 and VIP. So yeah, that's not much. That's cool. And they're actually doing, I posted about this in our team page this morning. They're actually filming like it's kind of like, a little obsessed. They're filming some 4 workouts that people are going to have access to before the program actually launches. But you have to have that VIP access in order to do that. So that's something new that we can I'll definitely share with you. I'll drip information about how to market that, how to talk about it, to drum people up just like we did for 2B Mindset. Okay. And 2, going back to 2B Mindset, don't stop talking about that. Hopefully you guys are all doing it. And that I pray that you guys are all getting great results from it if you need the results, but it's challenging me in a different way, which I haven't talked enough about. I'm a systems girl. Like, show me what to do, give me a plan, I'll follow it. And so 2B Mindset is a lot looser. And, while there are these neat little images and guides and stuff, like it's not something that I am drawn to as much as 80-day obsession or 21-day fixed meal plan. But I hope you guys are all doing that because that reward that we're doing this month, the free pair of shoes for my team members, you have to have purchase 2B Mindset this month, and you have to hit I forgot to, hold on a second. I'm gonna mute guys. I'm gonna mute everybody. Hold on. You have to hit a personal goal in your Success Club, or have hit Success Club for the first time. So I meant to put that in here and I forgot about that. But definitely be doing 2B Mindset so that you can lead people who are going to do it later. And 2B Mindset, if you've never even posted about 2B Mindset, that is something that we have forever. And I think that it's just an awesome tool that we can share with people and really help them get results. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure you do it, and then you can start posting about it at any time. This last thing that I wanted to share with you guys is when I say we, the Dream Team is planning a diamond retreat in September. This is in Orlando, so you will have to travel to Orlando. But I want you guys to put that on your goal boards today, and because a lot of you guys are pushing for diamond, and this is going to be available to anybody in my downline who has that goal. There is some cost involved, but if you hit diamond and you hit a couple of other goals before then, for my personally sponsored coaches, I'm going to pay for you to go. Okay, so that's a big thing. You're going to have access to training from top coach in the network. A lot of us are going to be doing trainings. It's a great community, just relationship building piece, and it's awesome to have that fellowship. And I'll tell you, a lot of the people that I have walked this coaching road with, success partners and things like that, I met at my first retreat and then the next one. And so this is the diamond retreat is definitely something that you want to push for. It's going to be September 13th through the 16th in Orlando. And starting in June, I'm going to be issuing invitations to you guys who have that as a goal and are on track to actually hit it. So I will share more about that, and I'll go live on our team page and talk about it too and what the requirements are for that. But just put it on your calendar, put it on your goal board, and if you're pushing for diamond, make that something that you want to do, okay? Summer Strong. And then the last thing is that Tuesday night, we are going to have a live business opportunity call. It's at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Jade Whitehurst and Chelsea and myself are going to do it. So guys, speaking of pushing for diamond, invite your challengers, invite your current challengers, invite people who are kind of on your dream list. Invite your friends that would make good coaches. This is going to be a live call, and we're going to talk about all of it, how we got started, what we do as coaches, how we earn an income. Chelsea's going to share her story really briefly, and then Jade and I are going to share most of the business part and kind of talk about our vision for our team, what we expect from people who join our team. And that's another mindset shift that I've definitely had. When I'm bringing people onto my team, I really want to set expectations expectations so that people coming in know that this is what you're going to do as a coach. If you want to be successful, if you want to help people, like this is what you need to do to be successful. And this is what I will teach you to do. And this is what I expect from you. Okay. So like that is something that I've been shifting as I've recruited coaches. And that's something I challenge you guys to do as well. Don't be shy about what you do as a coach. You know, somebody asked me yesterday, like, do you really spend all day on social media, or how do you really earn an income? And so I went live about it in my stories and talked about it. And so, yes, I am on social media, but I also set business hours so that I'm not just constantly sitting on my phone. It's a business. I have to set hours, you know? And so like I set that expectation up for people who are coming onto my team. And we're going to talk about that on that call some tomorrow night too. All right. So that is all I have. Before I pass it over to Lauren, do you guys have any questions about any of that? I will share the link for the Zoom call on Tuesday night in our team page, but definitely invite people to that, okay? Don't be shy about it. Be bold about it, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Lauren. Lauren, I don't know how to say your last name. Sorry. But Lauren and I, we're not on the same team. I can't remember actually. She can share, but whose team she's on. But Lauren and I connected over Instagram, I think. Yeah. And Lauren is she's just this light, and she loves Jesus, and I love Jesus, and we connected over that. And I noticed, honestly, like I noticed recently within the last 3 or 4 months probably, that her posts, you just got more direct and you got more bold about what you were sharing and how you were sharing it. And it was just like, I could see a difference in how you were posting. And so I messaged her about it. And I asked her if she would be willing to talk to our team. And also what was really cool is when we started to talk about it, she was like, yes, like, and your Success Club numbers have gone up, right? And you hit diamond. Lauren is a lifetime diamond coach. She's been a coach for about 2.5 years. She lives in Kentucky. She is currently at emerald rank, which she's going to talk to you guys about. But I just asked her to come and kind of share her story, talk about how she shares, and maybe even that shift in your posting and what that's meant for your business. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. First of all, I do not feel qualified to do this at all. As most coaches get on here and they talk and they're like, oh, I can't believe I'm talking about this. Like, that's a real feeling. I've not been very good at sharing my story. Like Rachel said, I just kind of got this, I just realized that if I didn't start sharing my story, then no one could connect with me. And I did that thing where you follow all those top coaches and you try to like emulate their posts, but you try to make it your own and you just can't. And so I kind of got on a bunch of different tangents of just learning how to craft a story. And the funny thing is God is so funny the way he works. I was a middle school and high school language arts teacher. Like, that's what I did, was I taught kids how to craft their story. So you can obviously tell, like, you can teach something, but your own insecurities can hold you back still. So and when it's your own, I could tell these kids all day to be bold telling their stories, but when it came to my own, when I started doing this on social media, it scared the life out of me. So anyways, I kind of pulled together a lot of the things that have helped me and put them on one little slideshow to show you guys. I will go ahead and tell you just kind of how I got started though before that. So I became a coach 2.5 years ago. I think it was 2015. I'm not really sure. Around September. I was about 9 months postpartum with my first son. And I was always a clean eater, but it's kind of exactly what the 21-day fix was designed for. I was eating too much. And I was like, why am I not losing weight? Like, I wasn't huge at all. I was only like, within 10 pounds of my goal. But I could not get there, and I could not find a routine, and I could not stay motivated. And I was doing the Pinterest workouts, and they weren't working because they just had you doing like 40 squats a day, and that's it. And so I was like, what am I going to do? And so I tried this. I lost all the weight. Like, it was exactly what I needed. It was like that final missing piece. And so that's why I've stuck with it. But like I said about fear and all that, I didn't really start like I said I was a business building coach, but I wasn't. I was not doing anything that a business building coach would do. And that was a gut check whenever I finally started realizing that. And I was blaming the business, but it wasn't the business. It was Lauren not executing what she needed to be doing. And so in January 2017, the January influx of people came in. And I had a girl that came on and she was like, hey, I want to do this too. And I was like, this is my first business building coach with me. And that's kind of what lit the fire. So I really think the biggest thing is finding people that want to do this with you, because if you're going it alone, it's not very much fun. And so it wasn't until then that I was like, I can do this and I can lead this, and I'm willing to learn and grow and kind of push past some of this fear. So there's that. I've really only been at it for about 1.5 years, if we want to be totally honest. So let's just get right to it. And I have some resources to give you guys. Don't we all love resources? All right. Can you guys still see me whenever I like shared the screen like that? Okay. Okay. So this is, I just love this quote, and it doesn't seem true until it gets explained. So I really encourage you to read her book. But owning your story is the bravest thing you'll ever do. That's Brene Brown. But let me go into, this was actually shared like 2 years ago by Bonnie Engel, but she didn't use these people. I kind of updated the people. But this is what kind of really showed me. I get really overwhelmed. A lot of times with sharing my story, I think, why would anyone care to hear it? Like, it's not as cool as this coach's story, or it's not as cool as this girl's story. And so I get really, really bogged down in that. And like, I think too big. And I don't think about just the people that God gives in front of me to hear the story that he's given me. And so Bonnie Engel showed these 3 women. And she was like, if you look at these 3 women, they have about equal amounts of fame, but they've gone about it, obviously, totally differently. So you've got Miley Cyrus and Carrie Underwood and Beyonce, if you don't know who these people are. But they are all equal amounts of fame, equal amount of people who tune in to hear their story. But I guarantee you they are all different people that tune in to hear their stories. You probably, looking at these 3 women, gravitate to one over the others. For me, that's Carrie Underwood. So like for me, I'm Carrie Underwood's people. I'm not really Beyonce and Miley Cyrus's people. And so it really helped me to see that like, it's okay that you're one in this huge group of coaches, because you got your people. You know, you got your people that want to hear what you have to say, that need to hear what you have to say, because God's giving you that story to tell. So how do you tell that story? One, you want to be authentic. So you have to be you. And that, to me, is the hardest part, because as an English major, I got really good at technical writing and not very good at sounding like myself. And so you have to think like technically, or you have to think like, how do you have a conversation with somebody? Do you use the word ain't? Then you should probably use it in your writing. You know, if you say y'all, say y'all. Don't try to edit that out, because then you don't even sound like you. So that was really hard for me to make that switch, because like I said, I have been a technical informational writer, and you just don't use words like that in college and in technical writing. Then encouragement, I'll go into this a little bit more, but there are a million ways to say like, girl, you are enough. There's a million ways to say that. So say it in a way, encourage people in a way that you use your own story to show them that you are enough, therefore they can be enough too. Like I said, I'll go more into that with my own posts. Truth, that's a simple one. I think with Beachbody, we are put right in the fast lane with truth, because we're all about, you have to do your workouts and eat the right food. And there's no wraps, no pills, no detox teas. Like, this is you putting in the hard work. Here's the truth in that. And then also the truth of what God has done in your life and what he does through that. Relatability, and this is super, this is the hardest part for me too, because it's like no one wants to hear the normal things about me, but they do. They want to know if you're struggling to fold your laundry. They want to know if you can't juggle all the things that you have to do in a day. Like, they want, and they want to know how you overcome that too, which that's your little takeaway. There's something to chew on for them. And that's number 5. So, and I'll show you some examples of how to do that, but we'll get there with the next one. So relatability, this is where you need to make a list. So what is completely and totally normal about you? I like to garden. I like to meal prep and grocery shop. I genuinely enjoy that. I have stretch marks, really normal. I'm a Kentucky girl, which that may not be normal for you guys, but in whatever state you're in, that's a normal thing for you. I have high anxiety levels. I deal with a lot of stress and just constantly like beating myself up. I think that's something a lot of women do. That's relatable. I'm obsessed with kitchen gadgets. I like to see what you get. Like it's like tools for women. I love those. I do laundry and dishes, and then all things motherhood. I'm in the throes. I have a 3.5 and a 2-year-old, so I wipe a lot of butts every day. It's like a normal part of my day, and so like that is relatable for a lot of moms who are in my stage. And so I made this post I guess it was like almost 2 months ago now, but I just said, I was feeling it. I was feeling the mom just, I don't know, the mom hustle, I guess. And I said, I'm not sure if it was the dentist appointment with the screaming toddler, the greasy hair under this hat, the loads of laundry on my list, or these mom jeans that make me feel like a mom, but this day has been off. And then I continue on, which the PDF would not let me post the whole thing. So I have my actual Instagram up because I kind of show how I give a takeaway on here too. You guys are seeing my feed. All right, here we go. I'm not sure.
So can I ask a question while you're looking
Yeah.
at that? Do you try to incorporate all of those things into or most of your posts?
I try to keep it consistent that way just because I think people, and I've had girls, my cousin follows this other Beachbody coach.
Mm-hmm.
And she came up to me one day, like disgruntled because this other Beachbody coach had like stopped posting about the things she usually posts about.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, what? Like, what's wrong with her? What happened? And it was like, she acknowledged that it was like a problem, but she was like, we get so used to the consistency of certain people's posts that when they change it, like if their voice is authentic in it, when they change it, it's like, what's wrong with them? Like, are they trying to hide something? Is there something going on? Like, you can tell when someone changes things on their social media feed because you get so used to that consistency. And so, yes, I do try to stick with those things. And to be honest, doing this presentation for you guys has also been a gut check, and that I need to be more consistent and that I need to be doing this better. There's always room to grow.
Yeah,
But
I
yes.
know. I love it. That's good. Okay, I was just curious.
I do. And so I go on to say I have so many good days, but I would be lying if I said there weren't days I feel less than valuable and honestly like God has forgotten me in the mundane days of my life. I get this mentality that every day has to feel like a massive step forward, and if it doesn't feel that way, then God must have forgotten his promises. Anyone else feel me? So there's the relatability. But truth tells me he's here in this greasy-haired mom jean wearing overwhelmed house chore days too, maybe even more, because that's when I remember his grace the most. So to my other mom jean wearers today, God sees you. So like, just here is, I'm being authentic. That's totally me. I'm encouraging. I have truth. There's relatable, and there's a takeaway. God sees you. And so that has all of those things that I explained there in that first slide, to have all of these things. And that's hard to do, y'all. I'm not saying like, oh, you should just pick this up today and just go. Like, first just start off being authentic. And then once you feel like you're good at being authentic, then move on to an encouraging thing. And then once you feel like you've got those two down, then move on to truth and relatability and a takeaway. So this is not easy. If it was, then we'd all be in the top 10 of Beachbodies. So that is why, like, I don't want you to get overwhelmed with this. I want you to take one little bite at a time, because it's overwhelming. It's hard. All right. So then encouragement, which my last post had encouragement, but I wanted to go on a little bit further here to kind of explain this. You can tell the same message a million different ways. So like my big platform right now, just because of my coaching story, when I first started coaching, which I told you guys, there's a lot of fear with me, and really that boils down to insecurity and believing lies about myself that aren't true. And so my big platform is like helping women break free from that, because I hate seeing women trapped in the same cycles and lives that I was in. So if I'm really getting down to it, I believe that's why God has me doing this. I believe that's why God gave me Beachbody, was to use it to help other women in that way. The workouts are just extra and fun and bonus. So this one, like, once again, you can share a Bible verse, you can share a quote, you can share whatever, but if you're just sharing that, like, anyone can do that. And it's not you, it's not authentic. I mean, it is because you picked that to go with the picture in that sense, but it's like, when you have a quote, give an experience where you used that quote, all right? Or an experience where you overcame using that quote. And now I have to go through the whole thing of finding this one again. But this one got so much engagement that I just really needed to show you guys this. And I don't even know how far back it was, to be honest. Do you have any questions while I'm looking?
Do you guys have any questions? I was just going to say, you know, you're talking about it's not easy. And so just like anything else that you get really good at, this takes practice. Like, you know, like you said, putting all those elements into one post, like you totally learn how to do it, but it does take practice. Like, you're not going to start implementing what Lauren's teaching you and just nail it the first time. Like, you're going to have to, like, practice sharing your story. And sometimes I love that you said that this gave you a gut check, because, like, I find that whenever I try to start doing something like this, like telling my story more clearly, like, God always does something in me and reveals part of it that maybe I've kept hidden, or, you know, like, I just think it's it's about hitting our business goals and things like that too. Yes. But God uses this, like, as a refinement piece, I think, in our own hearts.
I know, I just saw it. I just pulled it off of here yesterday. Surely
I
I
love that
didn't.
you post so many pictures of yourself, but I never get tired of seeing your pictures.
Really? Because that's one of those things, like, which, guys, this is another lesson in this, like, have someone audit your page. Like, have someone look at it and say, those are annoying, this is good, which get a few opinions, because some people think things are annoying that aren't, you know, don't take it, like, to heart. But, yeah, have people come and, like, look at your page that, you know, maybe your mom or your sister who doesn't do the business or whatever. And they'll be really honest with you. Just tell them to do it in love. Okay, so here is an example, sorry, of where I used a Bible verse, but then told the story behind how I actually implemented it into my day. So I said, mom trivia, what do you do while your kids are fighting over a dump truck and you simultaneously spray yourself in the face with Lysol? Y'all, that hurts so bad. My answer, you wash your face, you let your kids sort out their own issues unless blood is shed, and then you go get coffee and find some truth. What I really wanted to do was complain, whine, and grumble, but God in all of his goodness led me straight to this: rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. No joke, as I was wiping my eyes and nostrils clean of the garden after rain Lysol scent, I almost laughed because I knew God was there. He saw what happened, and he knew it would happen from the beginning of time. And I could almost hear him ask, how will you react to this as a child of mine? I'm so thrilled I chose laughter and grace, and it was much better and more fun than the reaction my flesh wanted to have, which was to lose it and let it affect the rest of my day. Sister, how we act in the small, frustrating moments when no one sees is still a reflection of our heart, and it will affect all your relationships for the rest of the day. So choose laughter and grace, because the ability to choose that type of reaction is a gift. And then I had, like, so many moms tell me, like, oh, that just made my day. And, like, what really gets me is the women that don't even comment. They go straight to your messages to tell you, like, how much that made a difference. And that's what we're here to do. And so that is a way that you can take a Bible verse and make it real for people. Like, don't, you know, like, you can share those all day, and people appreciate Bible verses. People appreciate, you know, a good, encouraging, motivational quote. You're not doing anything wrong if you're just posting a Bible verse or a quote at all. But you can make it more relatable by sharing an actual experience that you used, or that you had with that Bible verse or with that quote. So there's that. And then, let's see, this, I think, is the biggest. Like, there's the normal things about your day, and that's relatable. But then there's also the kind of the big moments, the things that you have overcome in your life that God has given you. And, you know, like, when you're in the midst of those times, you're like, God, why in the world is this happening to me? And then you get a few years down the road and you see and you understand, like, what he put you, or why he allowed you to go through that, and how much you grew through that. Like, praise the Lord, he doesn't just let us, like, sit around, not learning anything all day. So when you go through trials and hard times, God is positioning you to help someone else overcome the same struggle. And when we say share your story boldly and with courage, that's why you have to do that with courage. That's why you have to put yourself out there, because you will not know the blessing of what you will be to other people's lives if you don't. I don't think you're really not missing out on anything but blessings. No one, if, for example, all right, I get really nervous. I had 2 miscarriages before my 2 sons. And those were some of the darkest, saddest, confusing days of my life and my husband's life. And it was dark. And, we clung to God, but it's still just one of those moments where you're like, what in the world? Like, why would you ordain this? Why is this happening? And, now when I go to post about that, it's not easy. There's still this, oh, do people really want to hear this? Like, why am I doing this? No one cares, blah, blah, blah. Someone's going to say something negative. And then you post it. And first of all, whoever would say something negative about you sharing your story about your miscarriage is a person with issues on their own. So don't fear those people coming up and saying oh, you're so weird for sharing that. Well, do you have a heart? No one's going to say anything to you about that. And no one's thinking that either. Instead, they're thinking, oh my goodness, how courageous. And this is why, is because I now have this whole other ministry where I'm helping so many women through not just miscarriage, but infertility, just that season of waiting and just being upset and confused. I get so many women that come to me and they're like, hey, you shared about this, and my husband and I just had a miscarriage and we don't really know what to do. And I just need something to help me get through. And I mean, just so many little ways I've seen God move. And then I had a girl, which this is after I've started sharing more boldly, like Rachel said, over the last few months. But I've just really decided, and guys, if I know Rachel does this too, she works his way. If you do not have that app, oh my goodness, it kicks me in the pants every single day. I love those women and what they do for God. But I started realizing, when I was starting to get frustrated, I was like, God, I'm not making any headway. I'm not getting anywhere. And he's like, you have X number of followers on Instagram. Who do you are they chopped liver? They are there for a specific purpose, and I am your treasure. And so you need to share what your treasure is. And I was like, okay, so I'll just share you more. Cause I kind of had separated that part of my business from God. I was like, God doesn't need to be into the business because I don't want to sell Jesus and I don't want to use Jesus to make sales. And I struggled with that really hard, but it finally turned into no, this is my ministry. That's who I am. I'm just going to share it. And so there's that authenticity. If you're not sharing authentically, people know. And so just to let you guys know, a few days ago, this is very recent, a few days ago, a girl sent me a message in my inbox and she was like, hey, I just want you, and just the background on this girl, I was a youth leader at my local church. She was the typical girl who grew up in church, got pregnant when she was 17, stopped coming, lives this life that's totally different from what, she was raised to live. And she sent me a message a few days ago and she said, hey, and we kind of had been chatting back and forth a little bit, not Beachbody related at all. And she was like, I just want you to know that we dedicated our little girl to the Lord on Sunday. And I did too. I'm going to cry. And I did too. And I immediately thought of you and all of the ways that you poured into my life just through your social media posts. And I was like, oh my gosh. If there was ever a reason for God to say, yep, keep throwing your net, keep throwing your net. It's not about what you think you're supposed to catch. It's you're supposed to catch what I tell you or what I put in that net. And so it's you have to just share authentically, because even if it doesn't get you a Beachbody sale, it's still it's still authentic to you, and it's still what is going to help your business grow, even if it's not business related. And that's okay if it's not, because there are bigger things at stake, like eternal lives. And I hope it's okay for me to share so boldly about that here, because that's just who I am and what I believe. So if you had a miscarriage, if you lost your job, if you hate your job, and that's really hard and confusing for you, if you have a lot of fear, which it's hard to share these things while you're in the midst of them, by the way, it's probably good for you to kind of be open with it, but not too open if it's still a really fresh wound. But once you have started the overcoming process, like once you've gotten past the point where you can talk about it without crying, is what I say, is when you can probably start sharing about how you got through that season. Maybe it's making your family a priority, maybe because a few months ago you couldn't do that, or you weren't able to do that, or you just weren't good at it. Postpartum depression and anxiety, like we all have those little invisible wars that we're all going through every single day. And by the time you get out of one, you're in another one. But you have to share some of those trials and victories that you've had so that you can help other people through that as well. Because that has been more of a blessing to me than any of the paychecks I've gotten, to be honest. And that has just come from sharing my story boldly and authentically. And if I could say one thing that has helped me the most, it's just like typing and talking like you would actually talk. Like that to me is probably the biggest. I see so many of us copying and pasting other coaches' things, and you have to be you and share what God puts on your heart. I do have one thing to share with you guys, just a resource. This is from my cousin, but she is a content strategist, and she shared this the other day, and it was like, oh, thank you, God, for giving me that, like right before I have this call with this team. This is attacking your content fear worksheet. And so I can send Rachel this link whenever we're done. But it says, in what area is fear attacking my content the hardest? By the way, my cousin she's a content strategist, but she believes in building your business faithfully. And so, she thinks it's more than just your fear. Like this is the enemy trying to hold back content that needs to be out there, that women need to be hearing, being raw and vulnerable. So in what area is fear attacking my content the hardest? What change do I want to see? When do I want to see this take place? And then you can just kind of go into this just to kind of work through some of that fear of why you don't want to post whatever it is you feel led to talk about. And then you can write a prayer against the need for perfection. So that is all I have. I hope I didn't go too long.
Oh my gosh, like this call was ordained by God. Like no doubt. Like this is amazing. Like first of all, I cried like 3 times. And, I mean, like that resource right there. I mean, like I need that.
Yes, I love it.
Awesome. And so like you challenged me in a big way. But one of the things I wrote down is you said, put yourself out there boldly. If you don't, you won't know the blessing you can be to someone else. And I like wrote that. I'm going to quote you. Like you're famous. I'm going to quote you. Like seriously, like I even found myself now just getting in a routine, just posting the same types of things, like leaving out so much stuff that could help another mama. And so like I need this because like I just shifted from being full-time to I'm home for a lot this summer and then going part-time, like, and I honestly feel a little stuck. Like, what do I share? What do I don't share? How do I talk about this? And so like, this has been really good for me, but like, I want to open it up. Does anybody have questions for Lauren before she goes? And what, can you share your slides with us? Would you share me that Canva file? And then, so guys, do you have any, or you can just send me the PDF. It was what I meant.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions for Lauren? Or want to say anything? I know Sarah was chatting and she said she loved this. I know it's probably going to help a lot of coaches who are probably, especially newer coaches too. But honestly, I didn't get this. Like I didn't get the story sharing part until I was like 2.5 years into coaching. So
it's hard. It is so hard. I think that's like, it's the difference between like a coach and then just a hobby coach.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Because if you're not sharing like this, you're not going to connect, and that's like the big part of the business is connecting, and so this is what gets that for your audience.
Yeah, yeah. Rachel Austin is saying that this is good format to be consistent. The format's helpful. Sharing personal stuff is hard. It's really hard. But hey, can you stop the share, Lauren, on your
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It is hard, but you know what? Like I've found is that is where my business really started to boom, when I got really vulnerable, because people don't buy Shakeology from us. They buy our story, you know, and Shakeology and the workouts and all that stuff are just tools that we help them to get healthy. I love how you said that. Like, you know, the fitness part of it is just kind of the extra part, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Our job here, especially as Jesus girls, is to share boldly, to point others to him, and that's how we build relationships, through what God has, like, taking our message and putting it out there, taking our mess, taking our experience, our story, and putting it out there. And that's what women connect to. The struggle, the hard stuff, the overcoming, the doubts, the fears, you know, and that's where the relationships start. And the good stuff too, not just like all the bad stuff. I mean, share the fun stuff too, for sure. And that people connect to you as like who you are, and not just because you work out. All right. Anybody else? You guys have anything else you want to say or ask or anything? Okay. All right. Well, Lauren, that was amazing. Truly. Like, I mean that with all my heart. I appreciate that so much. So now we're all going to go and work on our like next post that we're going to make. That's your challenge for today, is to make a Saturday post. Like, what's the crazy that happens at your house, and how do you deal with it, and how can you encourage? I think that's a big piece, that like we just always, that's the value part. How can you take it and encourage someone else to push through, or to overcome whatever it is you're going through? Okay, so y'all can all share your post with us on our team page, and I'll post this recording as well if you want to watch it back. All right, thank you guys. Happy Saturday.